Hey everyone, it is Finn here and welcome to today's video where I'll be previewing the Arsenal-Manchester United game in the Premier League. I'll be talking about both teams in terms of their form, both teams in terms of their strongest starting 11, and ultimately what I think my prediction for this game will be. And of course, once again, today's video is going to be a tiny bit like a podcast kind of video. So if you want to just listen to this video in the background while doing something else, or just relax with coffee, popcorn and listen to it, be my guest, feel free to do so. But obviously, Arsenal versus Manchester United, the game I'll be talking about today is going to be a huge game in the Premier League. Obviously, for pride reasons, this has always been a huge fixture in the Premier League, two Premier League giants. But this season, for both these teams, for very different reasons in terms of pride. Obviously, Manchester United were top of the Premier League table, but after they lost to Sheffield United, Manchester City have gone on top with the game in hand. So in terms of being title contenders, this is huge for Manchester United. And in terms of Arsenal, look, we all know the story. Arsenal have not had a good season overall. Currently 9th place in the Premier League, but you know what? If other games go in Arsenal's favour, if Arsenal win this one, they could potentially go from 9th place to 6th place on the Premier League. So you know what? This game could be huge for both teams. And going into this game, originally I thought, look, it looks very obvious that Manchester United are the favourites in this one, and they probably still are, but I wouldn't say it's going to be an easy run over, because obviously Manchester United have just lost to Sheffield United, bottom of the table team, which they really shouldn't have. Where if you look at Arsenal, although they've gotten horrific results this Premier League season, they are about 6 games unbeaten in the Premier League. So you know what? They've picked up some form. Manchester United haven't been that convincing in recent games, so it could obviously really go either way. So in terms of a fixture, this is going to be very tricky to predict. But looking at both teams, what I believe both teams, how they should set up for this game. In terms of Arsenal, obviously they are the home team. I think in terms of goalkeeper, obviously Leno. He is obviously the best goalkeeper at Arsenal. He definitely should start. In terms of defense, I think a back four probably suits Arsenal the best. From right back, obviously, if he is fit, I think Bellerin has had a good season. In the left back position, if Tierney is fit, he should definitely start because his creative play this season, the 23-year-old Scottish left back, has been fantastic and probably the most creative player on the pitch, which is probably a bit embarrassing for Arsenal considering the lack of creative play in the midfield positions. But it comes to the centre-backs for Arsenal, where I still have a major problem, where obviously I spoke about what I think Arsenal can achieve this season in a different video, which if you want to check that video out, it's in the description down below. But in terms of Arsenal centre-backs, it is a huge problem because I don't think that they have any proper centre-backs, any centre-backs that I would look at where I would say, yes, that is a title contending centre-back. They don't have a Laporte, they don't have a Virgil van Dijk, they don't even have like an Alderweireld or a centre-back like that. So in terms of centre-backs, it is very, very tricky, but I think David Luiz, although makes lots of mistakes, his distribution and contribution from the back is fantastic. The way he gets the ball over to attacking players, that could be crucial versus Manchester United. And I think his perfect centre-back partnership, I do kind of want to say Rob Holding, because he hasn't looked that bad as of late, but I have to say Gabriel, just because I've seen some really good moments from him this season. And in terms of Arsenal's midfield positions, I'm probably going to go with a defensive midfield partnership of Thomas Partey and Granit Xhaka. Now Partey, obviously because he's probably the best midfielder at Arsenal this season. If he's not injured, there's still speculation that he might be injured. The other midfielder, obviously, as I said, Granit Xhaka. Now I know I give him a lot of crap. I always say that he's not very good, but I've realized, obviously I myself am a Manchester United fan, but don't worry, I'm not that biased. But in terms of Granit Xhaka, when it comes to playing against Manchester United, I normally realize that he has a certain purple patch versus Manchester United. He actually always performs well versus Manchester United, whether it be set pieces, whether it be general play. So starting him in a game like this could be very important. And the last midfielder I would go for, attacking midfielder, it has to be Martin Odegaard. I mean, look, I absolutely love Martin Odegaard. His contributions in terms of Real Madrid or Real Sociedad have been spectacular. And in terms of creative play, this loan spell could be immaculate for both Odegaard and Arsenal. I think this could really change the season around for Arsenal because he is the creative player that Arsenal have been searching for that they couldn't get out of Mesut Ozil, for example. And in terms of another attacking midfielder, sorry, I don't think that was correct English. In terms of another attacking midfielder, obviously Smith Rowe, I don't think he is a bad option, but Odegaard probably is the best option to go for. In terms of the attackers, I think up forward obviously has to be Lacazette, being the better performing striker so far this season in terms of of the left wing probably has to be Saka. I think he's probably been the best attacker overall at Arsenal this season. I mean, he's just got that flair and ambition that I don't see from the other attackers. And in terms of the right winger, that is where it gets tricky. I would probably maybe just go for Pepe if I don't play Odegaard in a wing position, because he did look good in the previous game versus Southampton. So who knows? And obviously you guys would have realized that I have left Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang out because I don't think he has been that good overall this season, and I think he needs that scare. I think Arteta, to bring the best out of his player, needs to say, I will bench you versus a big club and then bring you on late in the game to see what you can do. Because in that situation, then Aubameyang will want to fight for a spot. Because at the moment, I'm not seeing anything from him. So you know what, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, I've probably put it on the side of the screen. That is what I think Arsenal's strongest starting 11 would look like. And in terms of Manchester United, same situation with goalkeeper David De Gea. There's no other option in my opinion. Defensively, I think right back has to be Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I think he is fantastic, great with one-on-ones. Left back, I would go for Luke Shaw. If he is fit, Luke Shaw to me has maybe been one of the best left backs along with Tierney so far this Premier League season. He deserves so much more credit. Now, centre-backs, Harry Maguire has really picked up in recent games, so I have to give him that spot. And of course, the big question for Manchester United this season is, who do you pair him up with? Is it Axel Tuanzebe? Is it Eric Bailly? Is it Lindelof? I would say Eric Bailly to me. I think he's got that necessary pace, and he, as I've said about many players before, he fights for his position. That is exactly what you want in your squad. A player who fights to get in the starting lineup, because he knows it's not just given to him, it's not guaranteed. So I really like that ambition in him, and I think he'll do well in a game like this. Which, by the way, talking about centre-backs, obviously Axel Tuanzebe, now a tiny bit off topic of football, did receive quite a bit of racial abuse. Can I say racist abuse after that game versus Sheffield United, which I find absolutely horrific. So I do want to say that I hope somehow this gets sorted out in a professional manner. I hope that Axel Tuanzebe obviously is in a right mental state, because I know getting abuse like that can be quite heavy on a player. So I hope that he's okay from that. And in terms of Manchester United's midfield, could be slightly tricky. I think Bruno Fernandes in the attacking midfield position is obvious. Manchester United's probably best player this season. I would put Scott McTominay there over Fred, because I just think Scott McTominay really does thrive in big games like this, although so could Fred. So I don't mind who they start, to be honest. Another midfielder, I would go for Paul Pogba. Now, something that I've heard commentators say over the last few games is Paul Pogba, when he's playing well, is the most important player in this Manchester United team, which originally I disagreed with to an extent, because I thought, well, obviously it's Bruno Fernandes. No, Bruno Fernandes is the best player in the team, but the most important, I would say, is Paul Pogba, because when Paul Pogba plays well, everyone plays well. So I'd start Paul Pogba in a game like this. And in terms of Manchester United's attack, I would say left wing Marcus Rashford. He's done an excellent job there this season. Striker, I cannot see Martial there once more. I genuinely can't. It's like he loves the grass so much that he just wants to stand in one spot the entire game. He just doesn't thrive to be better. He doesn't want to, I don't know, he doesn't fight for the team. So I'd put Cavani up front, because when Cavani plays, the whole game changes around. And right wing, probably Mason Greenwood, either him or Daniel James obviously, but I think Greenwood has done a good job when he does play from time to time. Just needs to get his numbers up. So ladies and gentlemen, obviously those are my two starting 11s for this game. And as I said, going into this game in terms of a result is very, very tricky, because Arsenal seem to be in better form, where although Manchester United have been in good form this season, they haven't always been very convincing with their wins. 7 of their wins this season, they came from behind. So obviously, I think in a game like this, the winner is going to be the team that scores first. I am going to go for Manchester United winning this one with a 2-1 result. And the reason I'm giving Manchester United this one is because a week ago, I would have felt very confident giving Manchester United this win. It's only because they lost to Sheffield United. But you know what? If you think logically about it, Manchester United have had the better season. Therefore, there's no reason why they shouldn't win this. Saying that though, over the last 10 fixtures, or last 10 times these two teams have played against each other, Arsenal have won more games. So you know what, it is going to be a very, very close game, and absolutely anything can happen. But I will give Manchester United the slight advantage. And just in terms of, I mention this every time I talk about this fixture, it's so weird to see how things have changed over time. I mean, you used to have the invincible Arsenal team that looked so incredibly strong, and obviously when Manchester United dominated the era, obviously talking about when someone like Roy Keane or Neville was the captain of the team versus Vieira at Arsenal, how it's changed to a Granit Xhaka at times versus Maguire. I don't know, it's not quite the same generation it used to be of football with these two teams, but you know what? The pride is still there when it is won, and both teams really should give it their all. I think both teams are really going to have to give it their all, as this game is important for both teams. But ladies and gentlemen, once again, tiny bit of a relaxed video, not heavily edited, more of a video to put on rest on your side and listen to while doing other things or just relaxing. But yeah, once again, if you have enjoyed my content, please do consider subscribing, as I'd love to hit 900 subscribers within the next few weeks. And if there are any other football topics you would like me to speak about, or if you'd like me to preview more games in the future, please comment down below. I'd really appreciate that. But everyone, this is Finn, FYNN. Love and appreciate every single one of you. Put your predictions down for the game in the comment section down below. Stay awesome. Cheers. Bye.